When should you not upload to YouTube? Believe it or not, there's a whole reasoning behind when you should not hit that upload button or even the record button. We're going to talk about all of that today on The Boost by vidIQ. Okay, Jen, listen, I know it's the antithesis of what we normally talk about here on YouTube, which is normally to upload and what you should upload and all those things. But today we're talking about when you should not upload or even record.
There's definitely a handful of reasons when and why you should not upload to YouTube. And I think the one that just kind of comes to the top of my head and stands out the most is just when a video is not ready. When you know that you're going to change the thumbnail, you know you're going to change the title, you spent all this time editing a video to just throw it up and be like, well, I'll just figure it out in the next couple of days, but I want to get it up. And I hear that, but like, why? It's not ready.
Yeah, I mean, is there a time limit on this stuff? Sure. If you have a sponsor or something, maybe. Or if you're news related, you do news related content on YouTube. Of course, I could see that as well. A vast majority of us, that's not really the case. You don't have to have it up at 2:54 p.m. every single Tuesday.
There's no YouTube deadlines, and all these things that we're going to talk through are potentially hurting your channel more than they would be doing it any type of good. We think, great, another upload, another video, another chance for it to take off, to find my audience, and you're just kind of like killing your chances if that video is not ready.
Imagine going to your favorite creator's channel, getting ready to click on their latest video, and watching the content and realizing you can tell the content really wasn't on the level of what you normally expect. Or even worse, you can tell the creator's not even into it. That makes you not want to watch it anymore. If it's not ready, it's just not ready. Which brings me to the next point. Think about when you uploaded that video that didn't do well and you immediately panic. And the first thing you do, and I've done this before, is quickly record a video just so you can upload something else to wash the bad taste out of your mouth. Not necessarily a good idea.
I get being in that position, but like, what about that sounds like a good idea? Like, what, when that's written out, seems like this is definitely the answer.
9 times out of 10, if you're in the middle of panic, you should not be creating. You need to go sit down and relax and get your mind right before you step back in front of a camera.
We got to get a panic button in studio that's just like panic, and it locks you from changing your title, thumbnail, or uploading a video.
So true, so true. Very few things come good out of a panicked mindset. Don't do that to yourself, because the thing is, you're just going to make things worse. And what happens if you upload 2 stinkers in a row? You think you're going to stop panicking then?
No, you're not. And your audience can see through it. I feel like this happens so much when people put this imaginary deadline on themselves as a creator and being like, okay, it's Monday. I need to make an entire video and edit it to go out Wednesday morning. So I now have one day, no idea, no title, no thumbnail, but you throw something together because, well, you panic.
Panic uploads are not a good thing. Again, if there's something going on and it's time sensitive, I get it. I totally understand. But if you're in a panicked mindset, I can tell you one thing about YouTube viewers, they're very smart and they will see it. Another instance when you definitely should not upload or even record is if you're feeling burned out. And if you've been a YouTube creator for any length of time, you have felt this feeling, almost guaranteed.
It's a horrible mindset to be in as a creator and just to experience in general. And then when that translates over to content, it's never productive. Like Travis said, your audience is smart. They can see when you're not in it and it doesn't feel right and the content just doesn't come off the same. You're probably burnt out. You probably need a break. You probably need to just have a clean slate to come up with new ideas, refresh your creativity. It does wonders.
And yes, your viewers will be able to tell. You will see comments saying, are you okay? Is everything okay? You don't look your same normal self. What happens if you come into a channel where it's always been, hey, welcome guys, can't wait to see what I do in Fortnite today. And then the next day it's like, listen guys, we're gonna play this Fortnite. I hope you enjoy.
Yay. Can't wait.
When you're feeling burnt out, doing more of the same is just going to burn you out further. So your content will suffer time and time again. Give yourself a little bit of a break. But don't worry, we'll talk about when and how to take a break here in a minute. But if you're feeling burned out, give yourself a little bit of extra time.
I think that kind of going right into our next point is that I think burnout comes a lot from chasing views. And this is something we just all end up doing. At one point or another on the platform, something works. You're chasing those views. You're chasing that that YouTube high when your analytics are all green arrows and wonderful. And when you're only chasing that, you just lose focus. It is just exhausting as a creator. And most of the time, at least in my experience, it doesn't work. It doesn't work.
And the vast majority of you started YouTube for fun. Like you love the experience, you wanted to do something new and creative and have enjoyed yourself. But one of the fastest ways to kill that feeling is to chase views. Now, we're not saying don't do videos that are good that you hope to get good views on. We're just saying chasing that dragon is a never-ending journey. So why put that pressure on yourself anyway?
I think that we could do a whole video about burnout in general, but I think just to have one positive takeaway from burnout, I think a great way to readdress it if you're feeling that and you're in this mindset of chasing views is it's time for like a little creative pivot. It's time to come up with a new idea, a new series. You're obviously bored. You're not being challenged.
The best way to know if you're chasing views in the way that's not healthy is look at the content you're starting to create versus the content you had created. Are you making content so different than what you used to make before, but haven't strategically made that decision? You might be chasing views for the wrong reason. Perhaps you saw a PewDiePie video or a Mr. Beast video where they've done something amazing and incredible and you want to kind of take your own twist on that. That could be fine, but if you're something like a sewing channel and you decide to do a last to leave the circle gets $2,000, probably not a good thing.
I don't know, sewing circle? I'm in. They've got my view. I'll be in their target audience.
So you're feeling burned out, or you're realizing you're doing things that are actually hindering your progress versus helping. What can you do? Can you take a break? Well, some people will tell you that taking a break on YouTube is a bad thing, but that's actually not the case.
Taking a break is really great. It allows you just time to step away from the platform. I mean, if you're in the position where you're dedicating this is full time for you, there are vacation days, there are holidays, there are normal things that you do within a job that you kind of have to make sure that you're doing as a content creator. But it's not bad. Sometimes the expectations coming back can look different though.
It's very important to understand what to expect. Of course, you can re-energize yourself by taking time off. But if you take a long period of time off, what does that mean? Does it mean you can't have a 1 of 10 as soon as you come back? No, it doesn't. However, if you look at it algorithmically, this is what's happening. The less uploads you're making during the course of a week or a month, the less opportunities you have to create a new audience member watching your content, which means when you come back, less people have seen your content more recently. And of course, that means you could have less impressions as you come back. Having said that, if you have a very loyal audience who can't wait to see you again and they all rush to that notification as soon as you come back to YouTube, that's a great signal to YouTube. We've seen many channels have an amazing first video back because their fans missed them. All that to say, make sure you're not making content that's going to stress you out or make your content worse over time. You're much better off taking off 2 weeks and coming back with a banger video than putting out 3 videos in a row that just stressed you out.
All right, Travis, I know we've talked about a lot, but I'm tired. Actually, I'm hangry. Hangry wasn't on the list, but that's how I'm feeling right now, and I quit. I'm taking my break. I'm leaving.
But Jen, okay. Well, maybe sometimes you shouldn't take a break in the middle of a video. But for the rest of you, why don't you watch this video? YouTube thinks you're going to love it, and I think you will too. In the meantime, I'm going to go try to find Jen. Jen!